Shay, those were not merely words on a piece of paper that Deputy Mayor Raspberry shared with us, and I hope we have a moment to reflect on what she stated. The journey from where she is now a deputy mayor in the most important city on the globe to the arrival of her ancestors. And I reflect on my own family's journey and the challenges and the difficulties that were associated with it. And when I took office after the election, I went to Senegal. In previous years, I went to Goree Island and visited the Door of No Return in the dungeons. And we must understand, those of us who made it to the shores of America, who we are and what we went through. The mere fact that we are here, still able to communicate in a civilized fashion talks about our resiliencies. Our ancestors stood in dungeons for years, many of them having to stand in their own ways, not seeing the sunlight at all. And even when arriving to the shores, the tragedy didn't get easier, it got more horrific. Cabin doors were kicked in. Women and children were raped and sodomized. They delivered their babies in the fields only to go back and have to continue to work from sun up to sundown. That's the legacy of where we stood, but that is not our complete legacy. We had great institutions like Timbuktu and others. They want to rewrite our contribution to not only to America, but to civilization. And so my role of becoming the mayor of the city of New York, the second African-American mayor to do so, I stand on the shoulders of Mayor Dinkins. But what is more significant than that is that because I was able to stand on his shoulders, I was able to go one step further in what he accomplished. It took 110 mayors before the Juneteenth flag was raised here. We were the first administration to have that flag raised. Feet away from where our ancestors were sold into slavery. Feet away from where our ancestors were sold into slavery. Now they see their offspring being the mayor to allow this flag to be raised. But being mayor is both symbolic, but it's substantive also. And the symbolism is raising the flag. But what about the substance? The substance is being able to have the first African American to be the chief of staff, second to be the chief of staff of the city of New York, first African-American to be the first deputy mayor, first Latina-speaking male to be the police commissioner, first woman African-American to be the police commissioner, first Panamanian, Trinidadian to be a deputy mayor, first Panamanian to be a chief advisor, first. So for me to get here and not ensure that we lift up, but not only our community, but all communities. Over my shoulders to the left is the intergovernmental affairs, is my international affairs person. He's the first person of Russian speaking to be the Commissioner of International Affairs. Ed Mermerstein is able to benefit from my ascension to be the mayor. And you could go throughout the lineage. First Filipino to be a deputy mayor. The levels of things that we've done in this city. First East Indian to be a deputy mayor. When you look at what we have accomplished and rose to the levels that we are, we said to the city does not belong to one ethnicity or one demographic. It belongs to all the ethnicity that makes up this city. And we're doing it through the voice and the eyes and the aspiration of an African-American mayor. I am American, but never forget I'm African. I'm African. And we should never abandon that fact, just as other cultures should never forget who they are. This country tells you, you don't put your country last. I'm not American African. A Chinese is not American Chinese. A German is not American German, so on and so forth. America says you put your country first. You hold on to your culture. You hold on to what you brought, and you bring it to the common denominator of America. And America's not perfect. Matter of fact, it's perfectly imperfect. But as long as we're here and we have the right to fight for perfection, that is what we should accomplish. And so this flag is being lifted because in 1863, when slavery ended parts of Texas all the way up to 1865, the reality was not known. And those 2 years are significant because a lot of things can happen in 2 years. We know that more than ever because in 2 years we turned around this city from the direction that it was in to the direction that it's in now. So when you lose 2 years, you lose a lot. But now we must ensure that we don't desecrate the lives of our ancestors. What do we do with our lives? How do we have our own liberation? And not only physically, I know chains are no longer on our ankles and on our hands, but the mental slavery is real. Every time we do an action that's harmful to one another or harmful to someone else, that is mental slavery. And so my goal is not to be physically free, but my goal is to be spiritually and emotionally free. Then we lift up our ancestors and their contribution. And so I thank you for coming out today and allowing us to raise the flag on Juneteenth to celebrate the rich contribution we've made to humankind. Happy Juneteenth Day.
Well, thank you very much to our mayor. While we do the flag raising, we will have a rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing by Catherine Pillow from the Juneteenth NY team.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.